Hi.
Hi.
Welcome back to Cait and Court's Cozy Corner, Romance Readers. We
Mhm.
are so excited because it's fall and we're totally talking about a very fall book today.
Yes.
Um, and I want to dive right in today. I feel like at this point you guys know who we are, you know how we met, what we're doing.
Mhm.
So let's dive in. Court, what book are we talking about today?
Today we are talking about Direbound. Sable Sorensen's Direbound. Oh my gosh. I discovered this book early in the summer when it was still just on Kindle Unlimited before it got released, and I was so excited to get Kate on board for this book to read it when I knew when it was coming out. It is such a good series. It is the next Fourth Wing. If you are a Fourth Wing fan, this book is for you.
Oh my
100%.
gosh. I'm so
Yes.
excited about this. Also, I still haven't dove into Fourth Wing. I have an
I
idea about
know.
how we're gonna tackle
Oh,
that.
yes. Can't
Because
wait for that either. Yes.
we are gonna tackle that and I cannot wait.
Yes.
But
Yes.
I devoured this book. I
I know.
absolutely loved it. And then I was looking on the thing, I was like, oh great, the second's already out. I can dive right in. But it's not? The second book
No,
isn't out yet?
Fury Bound is not out. It was going to be released, and then they got picked up by a publisher, and it became published, which we're so happy for them about. It is a writing duo,
Yes.
Sable Sorensen,
Love.
Annie, and I can't even
Eliza,
remember
right?
Eliza's name. Yes, I believe that's correct. Yes, Eliza and Annie, two fantasy fangirls. This is their book. So now Furybound, it's moved a couple times. I should know this off the top of my head, but I believe it's coming out in March of 2026. It's either March, April, or May, one of those months. Let's hope
Okay.
it's March because I just
I
want to
can't
read
believe
it
we have to
so
wait that
badly.
long.
I know. So this was my fun thing about this book with you, Kate, is I'm so excited for you to come into this book without having read any dark academia, which is
Yes.
books that take place in like a school learning setting. So this is your first dark academia, and you don't have the imprint of Fourth Wing or of Zodiac
No.
Academy or any of these ones to compare to. So this is amazing because this is just your first perspective on that world, which
Yes.
is so fantastic to have. It makes me so excited for
I
you, and
know.
I
I
can't
want
wait
to
to
take
hear your thoughts.
a
Yeah.
term time out. So you just said
Yes.
dark academia,
Yes.
which means
Dark
that's like a
academia,
thing.
it's a thing in fantasy and romantasy. When a book takes place in a school setting,
Okay.
and a fantasy school setting like Direbound, like in the way that they do the training for the dire wolves,
Yes. Yeah.
which when we explain the plot of the book, you will understand. That's a dark academia setting. The most
Okay.
popular dark academia is probably Zodiac Academy. See,
Okay.
it's right there in the name.
Hmm.
If Harry Potter even had been older, spicier, done in a teen adult genre, it would have been a dark academia
Okay. Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
thing. Yes. Yeah.
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 Um, well, I loved it. I loved it. I was
Me
like, oh,
too.
this is so fun. And one of the things that I thought was really cool, I was like, oh, here we go. We have a shift. This one, we get spice immediately.
Oh, yeah. This is a dive
Like,
in spice. There's no slow burn
there
in
is
this
no,
book.
well,
Well,
there is, but we'll get to
okay, but
that.
yes,
We'll get to that.
different slow
But
burn.
what I was
Lee
just
and
like,
her.
oh, we're here right away. And I was so excited because I was like, yes, this is sometimes you just want to get it, like sometimes
Yeah,
you just want
you
to like
just
hit it and
in.
quit it. You don't want, like, sometimes I'm like, I don't need foreplay. Like, let's just fucking go. And
Yes. Sometimes that's your mood, And being a good partner, a good writer, you gotta be okay to that mood.
and
Sometimes
this
you just
one
want to dive
delivered.
in. Yeah.
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 This
Yes.
one delivered. So that's really fun. Since it delivers on spice right away, I would like to say, what is your spice meter for this? Where did
This
this land
one's
for
an
you?
interesting one for me
Uh-huh.
because it is definitely spicy. Like it's
Very
definitely in that
spicy.
foreworld for sure
Yeah.
but it's a twist on spice for me because of the way the plot goes. So I will, once we get past spoilers, I will get into a deeper analysis of the spice, but my basic spice, I will say sassy pumpkin, which is a level 4
Yeah, I'm
spice.
I'm for pumpkin, sassy pumpkin as well. I think it
Yes.
hits that right away too. I
Yeah.
do think it hits at 4 right away. And yes, once we hit the like turn this off if you don't want spoilers, we'll dig into a little bit more where you're going with that. But with your like maybe it doesn't feel that, but whatever. But no, it's a 4.
Yeah.
It it is a 4. It is a 4 right away, which is fun. And it's a 4 that like and it like continuously delivers, which I also liked. I was like, we're getting every time I pick up the book, like every reading session, I was like, I'm getting some spice. So I was like, all right, this is fun.
Yes. Yes.
Um, but also with incredible character development and plot development,
Yeah.
which I think is a real kudos to the authors on this one.
Yeah. Do you want to give a basic synopsis or do you want me to?
You
Of
do
the
that.
actual storyline? I don't know if we
Yeah.
always do that. Sometimes we forget to tell you guys what the book actually is.
I
but
know. I know.
but that's okay because we're just enjoying talking about it so much. But this one, because it is a newer book, for those of you that don't know, it follows the story of Marion Cooper. She is in this small village that kids have been being kidnapped from, called the Nabbers. And it's in a world where they are fighting against siphons, which are essentially vampires. So
Mhm.
people like in the royal part of the world, there's the bonded. They are bonded to dire wolves, and those are their strongest leaders. And then other people become part of the army recruits and go to the front. And it's this war against the siphons that's been happening forever. No one knows if it's ever actually going to end, a winner, or where it's going to go. But that is like the world they live in. And they currently believe Nabbers have been coming and stealing the children from her village. She has a younger sister, and she's terrified about her being stolen. And then she also has a mother who's slowly going insane, and she's getting
Yeah.
medicine for. The big shift happens when her sister also gets kidnapped, and she decides that she's going to join the army because she wants to be able to get to the front line into the land of siphons and save her sister.
Mhm.
That's like the impetus for the story launching.
Yeah.
At the same time, she is seeing this guy named Lee, which is where that instant spice comes in.
Instant.
This blonde, gorgeous man that when she does fights because she's super tough and awesome and makes her money doing these underground fights, he puts her back together. He's a royal messenger. He tells her when she tells him that she's signed up to go save her sister that he has heard that the bonded trials are coming, which they only hold. They're not specific, but not very often. Every few years, all of a sudden,
Not
they'll do.
often, and they surprise people,
They
like,
surprise
when it's
people with them.
happening.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so she, because of when she signed up, is going to automatically be in the bonded trials. And what that is essentially it's this huge hike up a mountain, which in every fantasy romantic book people just seem to be able to do. I would definitely die
I
if
don't
I
know
was
that you
in these
would. I
trials.
don't know
I
that you
I
would.
don't know. When I read the
You're pretty strong.
descriptions, I'm strong. I would survive for a while, but the cold, I just don't think I can do the ice and the cold and the digging
I
in.
know.
Like,
I was
I'm such a wuss with
yeah.
cold. I really am. Like,
I was like, "Oh,
physically,
man." Like, rock climbing and definitely ice climbing are not my thing.
no. No, I really hate being cold. I think if it was a perfect day and I had to climb it, sure.
like
But,
a nice
like,
hike. I know, I was
a
like, "You're a
nice
hiker.
I
You
know,
could."
I know. But not cold. Um, but that being said, she has to hike up this mountain, and they tell everyone by the time you get to the top, like the wolves are there. They pick you on first come, first serve basis, but you don't have to be bonded. If you don't want to be bonded, the wolves will not bond you. And
Mhm.
so that is her plan. She's just going to do it, survive, and not bond. Of course, because it's a book, that's not how that works out. One of the oldest wolves that has never bonded does bond with her, and she is forced into this world of the dire wolves, which is moving into the castle and learning what it is to be a bonded rider, how to be a bonded rider. There are trials every week, which if you don't pass them, you die.
Yeah.
So the stakes are high. She's learning this whole new world that she doesn't want, and all she wants to do is go be with her sister. But the training is going to be at least 4 months to get through being a
And the
banded
training
rider.
is super brutal. I mean, it definitely has
Brutal.
Hunger Game vibes.
Hunger
So,
Game, Fourth Wing, Zodiac. Anyone that knows Dark Academia knows that it is always a brutal training. That's where so
yeah.
much happens. It tests everything about you. And usually
Yeah.
our FMCs are strong and have grit and determination. And she's got that in spades. She is so strong.
She's
She's
so
so
strong.
stubborn. And she was willing to do anything to fight for her sister.
Yeah. I think that's a good
Yeah.
plot synopsis without giving anything away. I think we stop there because
Yes.
that,
Agreed.
like,
That's all I
yeah,
was going to.
yeah.
Yeah.
Any
That's
more
the
than
basic
that
setup.
is more than you're gonna want before you read it. And I think with that, that just gives you an idea of what you're getting into, but it definitely
Mhm.
doesn't take away from like a lot of cool things that happen even on the way to
There's
where we got
so
with
many
that.
cool things that happen.
And
Yes.
again, you get spice right away, so. Um,
Yes.
which is delightful. Anyway, and then she's what I love. So she's a super strong
Mhm.
FMC, which
Yes.
is really cool. Like it opens, and she's in the fighting ring and very much so holding her own, which is really cool. I always love that I love that trope. I don't know. I think it's a really
Yeah.
great one. Like as I go along this ride with you, reading these romance books and romantasy novels, I really love a strong FMC because you immediately put yourself in their shoes, and I don't know, I feel empowered when I'm reading
Oh,
these
for
books
sure.
through these
Like, for
strong female
sure, you
characters.
can it makes you feel stronger, it makes you wanna do the things they are doing, and it's nice because there's usually 2 types. There's either the one that is starts off weak and then discovers how strong they are and finds their inner strength in battles, or there's the ones like her and, oh my gosh, I'm forgetting her name, this is the worst, from Throne of Glass. But those characters that are already strong and already
Right.
fighters and already know how
Well, and
strong they are,
they
and it's
have
so
different
fun.
weaknesses that they need to get
Yes, of
over.
course.
I mean, for Marin, she definitely needs to learn to like be a part of a team, right? Be a part of the
Yes, let
pack
people
and
in.
trust other people and let people in and learn who to trust and all of that. So she needs to learn how to be vulnerable, and that
Yes.
her weakness is that she's not very good at being vulnerable, which was really cool. I love the bond between her and her wolf, Anasa,
Mhm,
which is also like a she wolf. I thought it was kind of cool. I had this moment because we just did Bride with werewolves, and then we're
mhm.
doing this. I'm reading this one, and it's got dire wolves and these strong women and this wolf pack thing going on. And I was like, oh, there's a theme here, and I like it.
Mhm. Mhm.
and, and there's definitely something to that, to like the wolf pack and like finding your like wild empowered animal within, just in
Yeah, for sure.
everyday life navigating the world. So that was like really fun for me
Yeah.
when I put those dots together and what was happening in these romantasy books and everything. I was like,
Well,
okay.
and this one, the sovereign alpha is also female. Like, the
Hmm.
head of it all is female. Her wolf is the most respected, none is female. Like, I love when they get to bring that strength in,
Yeah,
and it very much carries through in this book in a fantastic way.
it really
It's double
does.
aligned. Yeah.
Yeah, and it moves, and you have the relationship with her sister, which is really strong, and then with her mother, who is losing her mind, and
Mhm.
how she's kind of like Marin's the one sort of holding it all together at
Yes.
home. And then the bonds and relationships she develops with her
The
friends,
twins. Yeah.
immediately it's the twins, it's another strong, like, female friendships,
Yeah, Vienna and Isabella. She early
pulling
on saves their life at the trial, and they instantly are like, "Okay, we're best friends now. You will come with us, and we will help
yeah,
you
or like
at this
we'll
trial."
team up and be
Yeah.
like a real team in this fierce and vicious world of the
Yes.
bonded where, it's very difficult to figure out who you can trust,
Yes.
because
And they
it's,
stay true to her. They truly are those friends to her. And I love when people write that, when it's not just women
yeah,
going after women. There's a very
yeah.
popular meme on right now that I saw, Kate. And it's this little girl, and a girl's coming by on the bike. And the little girl says, "Can we be best friends?" And the girl on the bike says, "Okay." And then the little girl just runs after. She's like, "Okay, bye, mom." And they're just friends now and going. And everyone's like, Can't it just be this easy in life that you're just like,
I
"Oh,
love
are we
that.
friends?
Yeah.
Okay."
Okay.
Now we have a friend.
I love that. That's really fun.
Yeah, and this kind of reminded me of that when I was rereading it recently. Just
Yeah,
the like, yeah, okay, we're friends and deeply we're just friends. You don't have to worry. We're not trying to like hurt each other, or stab each other in
right?
the back. We're just supporting each other, and I love that.
Yeah. And,
Yeah.
with other people trying to do that, but like
Yes.
supporting themselves. And then I think it's really interesting, um, I think I want to dive into spoilers and stuff. Like, I think I want to,
Yes. Okay. If you haven't read Direbound, please go read it because it is so good and worth the time to read. It's huge on Book Talk. It's huge everywhere, and it's an amazing romantic series. So go read it if you haven't read it. And if you have, we are going to get into it. Okay.
we're going to get all the way into it now because
Yes.
there's a lot to
Yes.
discuss. This was one of
Yes.
those books. As I was going along, I was like, I cannot wait to talk about this because I have theories.
Yes.
So
Yes.
3, 2, 1, here we go.
Yes.
I knew. I knew early on. Not right away. And then I
Okay.
kind of was like, "Oh, maybe he's okay." Um, I knew Stark was not this terrible person that she
Yes.
thought
Yes. That we
very
knew.
quickly.
Yes.
That was, like, quick and obvious. Lee.
Yes.
Lee was tricky. Lee was very
He
tricky.
surprised me. So I knew Stark was going to be the love in like I knew Lee
Yes, I
wasn't gonna
knew
be
that.
end goal. That was
Yeah.
obvious because it just wouldn't happen.
You don't
But
start with end
I
goal.
didn't
Yeah.
expect Lee's turn to be what it was.
N no.
That
I
one
knew there was a
surprised me.
turn. I knew there was something, but I was surprised by what it was. And so when I knew that he was well, I never liked his pet name for her, Kitten.
No,
I was
no,
like,
that always
"Ugh,
grossed me out, which I think
ugh."
was intentional. That was the point. Like, so that you had some feeling, because you have to have some reason to want Stark even before you know Lee's twist. You have to kind of want her with
Yes.
Stark, right? So there had to be,
Yes.
and that was the way that he was dominant in sex and the way with the kitten and going, and it just, which
Yeah.
some people, that's what they want, and fantastic. That would
Yeah.
be right up your alley,
Listen.
and it's perfect for them. It's just
Yeah.
not her personality, and that part was,
No.
she was always fighting against that.
Some of the domination in sex was cool. Like some I was like, "Okay." And I got it even like cuz she's this strong like fighter, like sometimes she just wants to feel like, oh, like, she doesn't always have to be the aggressor, you know?
Right.
That was cool. It was just this pathetic pet name. Like her kind of Street Fighter nickname is Alley Cat and he comes in with Kitten and I was like,
Yeah.
dude, just
It's the
gross.
same.
So
I don't
demeaning.
love when they use honey in books either. Like, I really don't like
Mm,
when the guy's nickname is Honey or
yeah.
Darling. I don't know. Those ones just get to me.
Yeah. It's like
They're
I'm
just not
more
the
that
right
like
ones.
I
But
don't know, it's infantilized. It's in literally
it's
Kitten is literally
infantilizing.
infantilizing.
Yes. And I think it's
And
intentional. I think it was
it
intentional
was
in this book.
totally intentional. It was
Yeah.
like a bit of a tell, right? And then when he found a nabber, right?
Mhm.
And they did the interrogation and she kills the nabber.
Yeah.
And then she finds out I mean, the fact that he was the crown prince the whole time was a
That
little
I
like,
was a surprise when I first, like, showed it, and, like, when she's like, "That's Lee," I was only when she started saying they were gonna see the prince who's been hidden away, I was like, "Oh, I
yeah.
wonder if
I
it's
had an
gonna
inkling.
be."
I had
Yeah,
an
like, there was a
inkling.
little bit, but I didn't,
I
previous
didn't
to
know.
that chapter, have any idea that that's who he would turn out to be.
No.
Like,
So
I
that
just
was
assumed he was gonna be a side thing that should be torn about, but I didn't
yeah.
know he was gonna have that much of a role in it. So,
Yeah. And that was a delightful surprise. I was like, "Oh, fuck, I love this. This is great."
yes.
And then when she was still mad at him, I was like, "But how could he have told you? Come on, now you have a prince. Like, this is great. Like, I'm still on board?"
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Even though I was a little like, "Okay." But then her wolf being kind of standoffish about him, I was like, I don't know." But then I was also like, I think her wolf has a connection with Stark. So
Yeah, it
Anasta's
seemed like it
obviously
made
going for
sense.
that. So I'm like, okay, it's fine. It was after the nabber was killed. And he was like, we've taken care of the children's situation. And then she finds out that the kids are still being taken. And he's like, oh, I'll look into it more. And I was like, oh, this fucker is behind it. Like he's
Okay.
somehow involved. That's when I was like, he's bad news. He's bad
Yeah.
news. She shouldn't share anything with him. She needs to get away from him. And I
But
was
I
like,
am
this is,
curious how much he knew about the kids before. Like, I don't, that's the
oh,
part
I
that I'm
think he
always
knew.
curious because
He knew.
he wasn't the vampire until the graduation part.
Yes,
That was
but
still his
he
dad,
knew
but I
about
don't
it, and
know because he was
he
such a good
he
liar. I
totally
don't
knew.
know.
He totally knew. This is
I
how I
don't
know
know.
he knew. He was there the night her sister was taken, and he took her outside, and he coordinated all of it
The night she
so
was
that
taken?
yes, he was hanging out, like, and she was saying
Oh,
goodbye
right.
to
He kept her
him.
busy. Yes, yes, yes,
He
yes, yes,
kept
yes,
her
yes. You're right.
busy
Yes,
so that her
yes,
sister could be
yes. You're
taken.
right.
The day before, like, then she only had knowing that she would go to fight and find her sister, sign up for the front,
Hmm.
and that the bonded ceremonies were happening.
Yes, you're right. Yes.
Which is this is where I cannot wait for book 2 because I'm like, he wanted her to become bonded, but like, I don't think he also knew she's from the Stormfrost line. So like, there's such kind of danger in that. I guess he was just so desperate to overthrow his father. Like
Well,
he was
no,
so
but
desperate.
he wanted her power. It's not even him. The vampire
He
wanted her
knew he could
power.
siphon her
He wants to siphon her
power.
power. Now she's always will be controlled by him because he controls her power.
Right.
Yeah. So he wanted her to step in so that he could get her power. She needed to become bonded so he could have access, so he'd be even more powerful than his father, than
Right.
all the ones before. Yes.
There it is. So yeah, no,
Yes.
he knew the whole time. Like he knew
Yes,
before.
you're
Because then
right.
did you read the epilogue of Stark?
Yes. Yes.
Because then you see like Stark's watching him and then Stark kind of figuring out like, oh, he knows what he's doing. Like he knows that.
Yes. And he knew who she was from the get-go. You're right. I don't know
Yeah.
why I thought for a second he went on the kids, but I guess it was just from his acting. But yes,
Because
he
he was
must have known.
such a good liar.
Yeah, he's a very
He's
good liar.
such a good liar, like
So
through the
that's
whole
why
book.
the spice for me, it's interesting because
That tones it down. I know, because it makes it
tones
less.
it down. It's not as like, and even for me,
But
the
until then,
early,
it's very spicy.
see, but for me, the early spice wasn't because
Oh.
I was on edge from the get-go that something was up with this guy at first. Like, I didn't
Yeah.
trust him at first. I was like, is he just a liar trying to destroy? Like, when I was trying to figure out the plot and him, like, trying to get busy in the alley and getting annoyed and taking them away, I wasn't on board with Lee yet. I wasn't won over with Lee until he was revealed to be the prince, and, like, that's why he was hiding things and
Yeah.
trying to take care of his mom. Then I believed it for a little bit, even though
Yeah,
Stark
cool.
was there. Like,
Can we talk just a quick time out for clearly we both have like a little bit and these books get me every time with
yeah.
it too. I'm like I have a definite toxic Disney princess like hangover from growing up like 80s and 90s. Like I 110% want my husband to like turn around tomorrow and be like, by the way, turns out I'm a crown prince. I've been hiding it this whole time. We're moving out of this like tiny apartment. You're suddenly a royal, and like taken care of for the rest of your life. Like that totally toxic fantasy still apparently lives like deep inside. And every time it happens in one of these books, I'm like, fuck, yes, take it, sister, go. Like, just go for the free
be a
cushy
princess.
ride. And they're always like, but I don't want to be a princess. And I'm like, God damn it, it's wasted on the wrong woman.
That is so funny. I'd say I also would be like, oh God, I wouldn't want to be a princess. I don't. The opposite. I don't either. I'd be like,
You don't.
what do you do with your time? How do you
You read all the books.
like? Yeah, that's true. You can do a lot of reading and a lot of helping with charities. Yes, that's true. You could definitely. But
I mean, listen.
In that world, would I want to be a bonded writer? Like when she's naturally a fighter and doing that, or just sit up on a throne? I feel like the other way would go.
No, the answer is always no. The answer, even in real life, like we've even learned in real life through like watching, the British royals, like how many princesses have run from that castle screaming.
Right. Yeah.
That it's on fire. Like, Fergie and then Diana and like no one listened to her. And then now, oh gosh, I'm seeing her face now, but Prince Meghan Markle. Like the women are not crazy.
No,
the
they're
palace
not.
is crazy.
No.
You know what I mean?
No. And it takes, but also like on the flip, the women that are doing it, like Cait Middleton, also she's doing it in a place of power. Like you can tell she's a very aware, self-assured, strong woman that's doing it her way with the support around her. So it's like, it's like all women that know their own minds and know what they want and making those choices, which is fantastic. It's not just the subservient Disney version anymore.
No. Yeah. So that part, because again, like, kill it. And I'm like, ooh, this is good. And then then I was like, because the first early sex was spicy and explicit, but it only kind of got me there. Because I was like, who is this guy? I don't know.
Yeah, that's it. I wasn't into him enough to be like into it yet.
I was like, I don't know if
trusting.
I think he's like, I don't have an attractive picture of him in my brain yet,
Yeah. Totally.
And then as we went along, I was like, okay. All right, I'm into this guy.
His edging was pretty hot. He did some fantastic edging. They wrote some fantastic edging. What
is edging?
Edging for an orgasm, like orgasm withholding.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
I was like, is this another book term? And you're like, no,
this is a life term, Cait.
Just a life sex term. She's a neophyte, folks. If you're some of us here are advanced, some of us are just,
stars are
learning.
Scorpios, and it's just
Well, now I know the term for
yes, you're
edging,
aware of it. You just didn't have the term.
obviously.
And to be fair, I don't know if I had the term without the books either. To be
Mm,
fair, I've just read a lot of
yeah.
edging.
But edging is like, fuck yes. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah, it's ideal.
you get a way better orgasm
Oh god, yeah.
from
Which is
with
why they always
edging.
exploded it. Yes, I
Yeah,
recommend edging both in novels and in life
very
for
much so.
people.
In fact,
Yes.
again, because I like so often I'm like, let's just hit it and quit it. Let's get there,
Yeah.
baby. I think I miss out on a lot of edging in my like personal sex life. And I'm like, I need to bring that. I
Oh
need to
my
be like,
gosh,
we need to
I
bring that back
swear,
in.
reading romance and romantasy, it definitely brings foreplay back into your life. You get
Yeah.
reminders to slow down and be like, "Oh, wait." I mean, and we have kids and we have life, and they usually don't in
This is
these
the
books
hard part.
yet.
It's
This
like
is the
been
building
married
up.
for like, I mean, I've been married for 13 years. How many years have you been married for?
13,
Yeah, we've
2012.
both been married for 13 years. We both have kids. So you definitely get to a point where you're like, okay, quick.
Yeah.
The kids are asleep. Let's go.
Yeah. Before when we quickly have time. You don't have the time you
Or
had
like,
before.
you're both home in the afternoon. You have like, 15 minutes before you have to go pick up kids from
Yeah.
school. And it's like, quick, quick.
Yeah, exactly. It literally like, and it's fine. It gets it done. But
It's
these
great.
books remind you when you have the time
Yeah.
to take the
To
time
take
and
it.
enjoy it again and like
Yes.
discover new things again. It's fantastic. That's why I think so many women, young and old, also all love these books and get wrapped up in it because it does take a minute for you to remember that. Like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
this can fun. This can
Oh,
be
yeah. I mean, we
enjoyable. This,
definitely started that way. We had all the time in the world when we were younger
yeah,
and dating and
exactly.
everything, but then you lose it. And then it's like, okay, now we're bringing it back. And it's like, oh, this is
Yes,
fun.
exactly.
This is fun for
Yes,
everybody.
yes,
So yeah, no, his edging was great. Then
yes.
there were a couple of dominant things that he would do. And I was like, I don't love that. The
Yeah,
when
because she didn't
there was this
either.
one time, yeah, and there was this one time, and it really, I was like really nervous actually reading the book that something that would have probably warranted a trigger warning was about to happen because I was like, when he made her close her eyes and like walked away from her and she was totally splayed out and the whole thing, and I was like, I am not trusting this guy at this point,
Okay.
and I wasn't sure what was coming, like if there was going to be a switcheroo or like
Mhm.
something brutal. Um, and
Yeah.
then it wasn't, and it wound up fine. But like I was like, and I think it was written that way on purpose, kind of
Oh,
have you be like,
100%. They took us on that
whoa,
ride to, like, again, plant those little seeds of doubt.
and
Like,
it makes
as
you
much as
realize
she
like,
trusted him, there's a small part of it. It's like, is it gonna be okay? Is he still and then he was,
yeah.
and he kept proving to us again and again that he was
And then
the
towards
good
the
guy.
end, there was a time he had her hands tied up, and Anassa had warned her at this point, like not to trust him. Like it was building to like no, and I was like, oh god, now she's tied, and I'm like
Oh,
something
yeah,
like
but then when he said I got the scream out, it was like, whew,
yeah, I was
yeah,
like, oh fuck,
yeah.
it was
It's okay.
amazing,
Yeah.
and they were on board again,
Yeah,
and
then it was
then
totally
and then she kills the king, and he has this smirk, and he all of a sudden you're like, he's fucking brutal.
Wait,
He
can we
totally played her.
before that even
Yeah,
happens though? Okay, so we've got these amazing edging sex scenes, all the stuff happening with Lee.
yeah,
All we fucking get with Stark is the licking of the neck. And they made it so hot.
so hot.
With literally, I had to think about this. They haven't kissed. They haven't had sex. They haven't done that. But yet they had the most intimate scene
Yeah.
in the book that was so
Yes.
fucking hot and like thunderous and like makes you turned on and into it. And it was like nothing but everything.
I
And
know.
which is what makes the next one, Fury Bound, so exciting.
Where I cannot wait.
Because
I am like,
like
she is finally gonna fuck Stark, and I think, like,
it's
just
gonna explode.
reading it, it's like gonna be
Oh my god, it's gonna be amazing.
insane.
Aside from everything else that's gonna happen in that book,
I know.
that yeah, yeah.
Whoa,
yes,
whoa.
very
Because
exciting.
yes, I mean, and even she started to bother me a little bit with how much she was like, this guy hates me, this whole thing, and oh, he's so brutal. And I was like,
I agree.
girl, are you not? You're really not picking up the signals that like he's obviously like crazy into you, and there's something going
But
on
she
here.
really didn't like. the dress, the room, all that stuff, like, he really didn't make that obvious in
He did
any
not.
way
He
for
did
her to
not.
know, so at that point,
I
Lee
believed
would be
that was
bringing in my
all
mind.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
like,
believe that was all
I
Killian.
do get that, and in
Yeah.
her mind, I did see although it was annoying how much she complained about it, when they talked it back, like, I did see why she thought that,
Yeah.
even
Yeah.
though
And I understood 110% why, like, Stark wasn't telling her things and also
yeah,
NASA. And it actually played back, we had something similar in Bride where, Lo was not willing to tell her that she was, Misery, that he and her like, she was his mate. Again, because it's like, then it's sort of forced. You haven't chosen it.
yeah.
It's not the bond isn't as strong, right? Like, you have the person has to choose it.
Yes,
Um
but in this one, I think it was 100% because they didn't want Lee to know, and they
It was
didn't want
totally that
like,
too,
and they
yeah.
were bound by it. So, like, I think which was
That as
correct
well, that
because she
right, the
would have told
magical
Lee.
she would have told Lee, and the magical bind that they couldn't say anything, but it actually saved everyone's life in the end, 'cause
Yeah.
yeah, 'cause that would have been really bad. And so, yeah, so everything was stuck, and then even when they went to the front,
Mhm.
and then they were in that
That setup.
hotel room, and I was like, "Huh," and that was nothing happened, but wow,
I
that
wanted something to
was
happen, though.
boy,
That
did I
one, I
ever.
would have loved at least, like, a wake up wrapped around each other or something, like, a little bit more
Yeah,
I mean, it's fine,
I
but I
know.
still was hoping for a little, like, wake up and compromising position.
Totally,
Yeah,
totally, and
but they
then
built it,
when
the heat was there. So that
the
was the
heat was still
slow
there.
burn. The slow
That's
burn
the
of the
slow
book
burn. It's still
was
there.
Man and Stark
Yes,
and
and I
their
think
spice.
mhm. Do you
They
think
stay
that
at a
that's
3.
they s
I mean, they stay at a 2, but
they
the
stayed at 2,
spice level feels
felt
like it's way higher.
way higher because the chemistry is so
The
there, so
chemistry
strong.
is a 5. It's, like,
And
off the
I
charts.
think that's why they get away with them not culminating,
Yes.
in this book is because they had spice between, Lee and Marin
Yeah.
throughout the entire thing. So it was a cool flip, of, we still had a slow burn and we had spice the whole way through. That was actually really fun.
They did it. They did a
Um,
great job. That's also why my hair today, I was trying to do her cut off
her
bob.
her cool bob, I love
That's
it.
what
I love that. I kind of thought of it and then I was like, no, I'm just gonna go like wild and free because I
Yeah,
feel like the
also
whole
love it.
like bonded,
Yeah,
like wolf, like free
love it.
animalistic nature. Yeah.
Yes.
But I love that you went for the bob. It's so fun. I thought about it too. The whole thing with her hair as well, like the way that her hair
Yes.
turned silver completely. And I'm like, and she's like, I don't get what's going on. And I was like, girl, the like wolf who has picked no one. And then your hair goes totally silver. I was like,
Yeah,
you're
that
obviously
part,
the leader
I was
of.
surprised there wasn't more of a reaction around or,
I
like,
was surprised the other
talking about
bondeds weren't, but
yeah, like,
then
they were shocked, but they didn't I still
they
felt like
didn't.
that deserved a little more attention based on what it
The
was.
redeeming factor on maybe why that didn't come in is because at the very end you find out just how much of the history has been hidden by almost everyone except for like Stark's family who knew the
Right.
truth the whole time. So I was like, oh, okay, so nobody knows about the old queens from before,
Yeah, they
Also,
wouldn't know that, but still, everyone gets a streak and then she gets a whole head.
yeah.
Unless they just assumed NASA was that powerful, maybe. But
Maybe that's why. But yeah, that was a
yeah.
little bit of because I was like, there's obviously more going on here. And they did kind of gloss over it.
But
But then
hair often plays an important role with FMCs and romanticy. It's often like a sign of a lot of things.
yeah,
So trope wise, it makes sense and it's on. But I felt like there could have been even from the. I mean, I'm sure Stark knew exactly what it meant because he did
well,
know,
he did
and
know.
so he knew right away. But I wonder if, like, her beta knew. I don't know. Maybe they were just hiding it, the ones that did know, but
I
it
know.
just yeah,
I wonder
it's
if we'll
interesting.
find out a bit more about that in the next book.
Yeah.
How much people knew, you
Yeah,
know?
that's true. Maybe we're
Also, I
diving
love
into
that
it.
hair is a big thing with FMCs because
Yes.
let's face
Now
it,
we have to
hair is a
debate.
big thing with like, hair is a big deal
Yeah.
for,
It's a
for
huge
all of
deal.
us in general. It is
Yes.
not a small. thing. So that totally makes sense.
Okay,
Um,
wait, I just figured out again, I was wrong, they pushed it again. Fury Bound is now May 5th,
oh,
2026. We have so long to wait.
we have so
We
long to
have so
wait.
long, and the worst part is it's, like, done. We already know it's done. They've already written it. We're just stuck to publishers making us wait a year for every book, which is so I guess it's not a year because this came out in August, but yeah,
Still.
it's frustrating.
Oh man, I'm ready for it like right now.
I know. I know. But it's a fun one. It's a fun one to read and then have to wait and wait with anticipation. It's a good one for that. I know sometimes
Yes.
it's nice to wait because you want to read them all together, but this one is worth reading and then waiting for the sequel. You don't need to
Yeah.
wait until
Read it
May to get
now.
into it. Read it now. It's definitely
Read it
worth it.
now. It's great for this time of year.
Yes.
It's actually really perfect. I love to have the books that I'm reading line up with this season.
Yes. Yes.
It just brings me great joy. I think this book lines up great with
Yeah.
autumn. And I think all the way through because we have some snow in there and everything too. So even if you're like my bedside table is stacked, I have so many books on the go, and you were to start this in like November, you'd still be happy,
Yeah.
um, reading this book even through winter.
Definitely.
But like,
Good winter
definitely
read.
pick it up, get into it. I feel like Fury Bound is going to be a read along because I think we're just going to have to like
Oh,
read halfway through
100%. Yes.
and
And
talk
let us
about it
know
with
what you
everyone
think
and
of
then go
Dire
further.
Bound. Obviously, if you listen
Yes.
this far, you've probably read it now. So let us know what you thought of the spice. And
Where
yeah,
you think it's
overall,
going? Do you think she's going to be able to save her sister from being a siphon? I don't know.
I think
Is her
she'll have
magic
to. They'll have
going
to
to be
solve that
strong
some
enough?
way. Maybe she'll be okay as a siphon. I don't know. Maybe it'll be some kind of like blending of the two worlds. Who knows? Ugh,
That was another thought I
could be.
had. Is that a possibility? Like, what is this rift that's been going on forever? Can we find a way to bring these two worlds, you know, together?
Yeah.
That could be something for it as well.
What's interesting with this book that I meant to bring up too before I wrap up is actually how much they gave us in the first one. Like
Yeah.
I think because it was introduction it was one of their first big books, big publishing. Like normally this book I feel like would have stopped either right at the Lee reveal, like when he was like, I
Mm,
left your present, see it next time, and we wouldn't have even found out about the sister yet or gotten that.
right.
Um, or even just slightly before that. Like the extra bit we got at the end there actually felt like the extra bit. Like it did feel like we
Yeah,
got a little bit more than
it
most books
did.
would have just left us at the point of like her being arrested for killing the dad, like him turning and throwing her into jail
Right.
or witness. So like that's where a lot of them would have cut off. So at least with this one, we get a little bit satisfaction of understanding and answers. It's not
We
a total
do.
cliffhanger with like Fourth Wing. You haven't gotten there yet, but Fourth Wing is a cliffhanger that it leaves you on.
Right. Yeah.
This one gives you a little bit of answers, which is nice. So we
It's
really want
really
to get into the
nice.
second, but it's not as like, what? Yeah,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
great.
No,
I
this
actually
is
really like
great. It
that.
sets you up. You want the next book. And then the Stark epilogue as well. Answer like so many questions are answered.
Yes.
And now it's like, okay, where do we go from here?
Yeah.
How do we get this all set right again so
Yes.
that the
Now we
world
have
is
to.
not, yeah.
Yeah.
And we still need the sex with Stark
Oh,
in
yes,
there. That
that
is
is a big part of book 2 that I'm hoping,
gonna be
comes true.
freaking mind blowing.
Yeah,
I can't wait.
yeah.
All right. Well, this has been Direbound by Sable
Mhm.
Sorensen. We are so excited to read along Furybound with you in the spring.
Yes,
Um, don't worry, we have a ton of books that are gonna fill us up and make us happy until then while we wait. If you haven't read it, definitely read it. If you
yes,
have read it, please let us know some of your theories and thoughts.
yes.
Let's talk all about it. Also, did you listen to the playlist?
No, I didn't.
Oh my God,
Did
it's
you?
amazing. Yeah, there's a
Okay.
playlist for it. I love when books have playlists and I totally
It's a
listen
very
to them
common
while
thing,
I
yeah.
read. Um,
Amazing.
and this one has a playlist. If you haven't read it yet and you didn't know, read it with the playlist going. It's very fun.
Okay. When I do a reread in Megs, I always reread before the second book comes out again. I'll do it
Nice.
with the playlist. Yeah.
Oh, you're going to love it. It's so good.
Awesome.
All right.
Okay.
Thanks for hanging out with us in
Yeah.
Cait and Court's Cozy Corner, Romance Readers, and we'll see you next time.
See you
Bye.
next time. Bye.